Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are safe. Welcome to new academic session. Today we are going to learn Science 1, lesson number 1, gravitation. Last year you learned different types of forces and what are the effects of force on objects and Newton's laws of motion and all you learned in physics. This is also related to physics lesson, gravitation. First of all, I want to recall whatever you learned related to force. When one force acts on any object, what happens to it? When force acts on an object, its size will change, its shape will change, it may change its place. So these are the effects of force on different objects. This is gravitation. Gravitation, what is gravitation? You are seeing whenever you are throwing something from up, it is falling down. It falls down. Then what happens? It falls down. Whatever it is, when a fruit falls from the tree, it also falls down. Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravity. Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravity, and before that also so many people observed that fruits are falling down, things are falling down. When we are forced, we are also lying on the earth. So, but he was wondered after seeing that once he was sitting under an apple tree at that time, he observed that one apple fall down. He was wondered why it fall down, why it was not went upwards, or why it was not move falls up horizontally. So he was wondered why whatever objects are there, if it is from too much height or if it is from very low height, all the objects are falling down only. Why it is that? He thought much about it for years, and afterwards he concluded that he came to one conclusion that the earth itself has a power that it attracts each and every object towards it. That is, earth attracts all the objects towards its center. That force is called gravitation. That force we name it as gravitation. Meaning of the word gravity is attract towards or move towards something, attracting something towards it. That is gravitation. That is, the earth attracts every object towards its center. From whichever height it is, that earth attracts us. What is the weight of that object also, then also earth attracts it. That force is called gravitation. Gravitation was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton. He was a scientist born in England. His lifetime was 1642 to 1727. Along with this, you learned last year different laws of motion. Different types of three laws of motion last year you learned. First one was, to move an object, we have to apply some force. Until and unless we are not applying any force, any object will not move. And what was second law of motion? Second law of motion was, that is, F is equal to ma. That is second law of motion. And what was third law of motion? Third law of motion was, there is an equal and opposite force. If you are applying some force on any object, there will be an equal and opposite force is there. That is third law of motion. These laws of motion you learned last year, and these laws of motion and proof of these laws of motion, and before Isaac Newton, one scientist was there, Kepler. He has some laws that also we will learn today, but Kepler was not able to give a derivation or a mathematical derivation for that. But using the property of the gravitation, that universal law of gravitation, using that property, Sir Isaac Newton have written a brief proof of it, and that also he mentioned in his book called Principia. In this book Principia, he had noted all the proofs of laws of motion, universal law of gravitation, and proof of Kepler's laws of planetary motions also he written in this book, Principia. And last year you learned different types of forces. Next is centripetal force. Centripetal force, in 6th standard you learn different types of motion, that is linear motion, circular motion, and so many types of oscillatory motion you learned, periodical motion you learned. These all motions you learned in 6th standard. From that, what is circulatory motion? That is, circulatory motion is when an object is moving in a circular path. When an object is moving in a circular path, we can say that it is circulatory motion. You were most of you were doing like this. You are holding your I card in your hand and rotating like this, or at that time what you are seeing, the card is moving in a circular path. That motion is called circulatory motion. If you are tying a stone on a thread and you are rotating it, what you will feel? You will feel that the thread is stone attracts towards you. The stone is tied with the thread. That is why when we are rotating it in circular path, you will feel that the stone is attracting towards you. That is pulling feel is, you are pulling, your hand is pulling that. That is why you are feeling that the stone is attract towards you. That type of force is called centripetal force. Centripetal means sender seeking force. That is, this is the thread and you are tying a stone over here, you are rotating it, you can feel that here that force at the stone attracts towards this center. This type of force is called centripetal force. If you are releasing your hand, what will happen? If you are releasing your hand, then you can see that the force is not there. If you are stopping this rotating, and if you are rotating it and immediately you are leaving the thread from your hand, we are rotating it like this and immediately we are leaving it, what will happen? The stone will move in a straight path. That is, if stone is here, it may move in this path. If it is rotating like this, this stone will move in this direction, this straight path it will move. So we can say that the velocity of that movement is in a tangential direction. Velocity of the movement of that stone is at that time a tangential direction. You don't know this word tangential. Velocity is in tangential direction, we can say that. You don't know this word tangential. You will learn this word tangent this year only in geometry. Tangent is what? Tangent is when a circle is there, one line is passing through one point of the circle. If the line is touching only at one point of the circle, then we are calling this line as tangent. This is tangent. In this way, when we are leaving the thread from our hand, the stone will move. That's why we are saying the velocity or its velocity will be in tangential direction. Tangent is what? When a line touch only at one point of the circle, that is called tangent. So we are calling it as the velocity of the stone will be in tangential direction. Now this is centripetal force. And we can relate this to the movement of the planets. We know all the planets are moving around, revolving around the sun. Sun is the center of all planets. We learned that. But before 15th century, it believed that sun is not the center of the planets. At that time, people believed that all the other planets are revolving around Earth. But at that time, Copernicus first he said that Earth is not the center of the Earth, Sun is the center of the Earth. All planets are not revolving around the Earth. But at that time, no one was ready to agree with him. After Copernicus, Tycho Brahe He was also an astronomer. He also agreed with Copernicus, and he said that what Copernicus said is correct. That is, Earth is not the center of the planets is Sun. And he was a very rich person, and he spent his money, and he made a team for it, and he spent his whole life to draw the maps related to the movement of the planets and planetary motions, how the planets are moving. At that time, problem was that whatever they are seeing from their naked eyes and whatever their imagination, that only they were drawing. Because at that time there was no telescope, and whatever their imaginations were, they were marked it. After that, Kepler also agreed with whatever Copernicus said and what Copernicus said. But what Tycho Brahe, whichever maps he drawn, in that Tycho Brahe showed that all the planets, Sun is here. He showed that all the planets are moving in circular path. But Kepler said that these planets are not moving in a circular path. He mapped it as the planets are moving in an elliptical path. That is, if Sun is there, then the planets are not moving in a circular path, they are moving in an elliptical path. This was the difference between what Tycho Brahe said and what Kepler said. This one is the Kepler's first law. What is Kepler's first law then? Kepler's first law is all the planet. The orbit of a planet is an ellipse with Sun as its focal. Sun as the center, all the planets are revolving around the Sun. Sun is the focus, and all the planets are revolving around the Sun in orbits, that the shape of the orbits are ellipse, not circle. This is what Kepler said. This is Kepler's first law. Kepler's first law said that all the orbits of the planets is an ellipse with the Sun as its focal. That is Kepler's first law. Kepler's first law is orbits are in the shape of an ellipse. That is the Kepler's first law, sir. But he does not have any written proof for that. He only said this, he mapped out it. And after that, what was Kepler said? Kepler's second law is Sun as the center, planets are there, these planets are moving. This is his first law, the planets are moving on elliptical path. Second law says that if we are taking 5 minutes time period is taking as 5 minutes. If within this 5 minutes, if the planet is here, suppose here I am marking it as A, this S to A, this S to A, this how much space it, here it is B. If suppose the planet is moving from A to B within that time, the planet is moving within 5 minutes, if it is moving from A to B, that is the area sweeps by the planet within this time is SAB. Area is equal to area of SAB. That is the area sweeps in within 5 minutes here. And if suppose now the planet is here I am marking it as C is here. Here C, we can observe that the distance between the sun and the orbit is more. So if suppose this is D. So what is the area here now? Here the planet moved from the position C to D within 5 minutes. That is area is, we can write it as area, that time is C, CSD, or you can write it as SCD also for the same. And if suppose now the planet came here, here I am writing it E. If it moved within here, the distance is very less. If this. So what is the area swept here? Area swept here is, we can write it as SEF. That is ESF or SEF, we can say that. That is what Kepler's second law says that these areas will be same. That is in equal intervals of time, whatever areas that planet sweeps, that will be equal. In equal intervals of time, the area sweeps by the planets are equal. That is area of first one is equal to, second one is equal to third one. That is Kepler's second law. Next is Kepler's third law. Second law was sweeps equal area in equal intervals of time. This is Kepler's second law of planetary motion. Next is third law of planetary motion. Kepler's third law of planetary motion is, the sun is here, if I am writing Mercury here Venus I am writing. So here we are taking this average distance. This average distance as R we are taking, and this is the distance, average distance of Mercury, so we can write it as Rm, and this average distance I am writing it as Rv. And the time period taken to complete one revolution, that is to complete one revolution, the Mercury is moving from here to here and it is completing up to here. The time period taken I am mentioning it as Tm. Time period taken mentioning as Tm. The same way the Venus, it is also revolving around the sun. The time period taken by Venus I am writing it as Tv. Time period taken as Tv. Then what Kepler said, that Kepler's third law says that the time period taken, square of the time period taken, that is if Tm square, that will be proportional to Rm cube. That is the square of its period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of a planet from the sun. This is for Mercury, we wrote this as Tm square is proportional to Rm cube. For the Venus, we can write it as Tv square is proportional to Rv square. So generally what it says, that is time period, square of the time period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the average distance between the planet and the sun. This is what Kepler's third law said. So these are the three laws, Kepler's three laws. First one, what he said, the planets are moving in an orbits. The shape of the orbits are ellipse as sun as the focal. And second one was the planets, the area sweeps by the planet in equal intervals of time. That areas will be same. And the third law is that is square of the period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of its distance between the sun and the average distance between sun and the planet. Okay. This proof of these laws are not written by Kepler. Kepler only mentioned this and he marked all these out. After that, after 100 years, Sir Isaac Newton came and he discovered that gravitational force. After that, related